Thanks, Gabby. Well, the Springfield Cup gave us some heart-stopping moments, serving up drubbings, upsets and one hell of a penalty shootout climax. But we're back to business. The football juggernaut once again returns and moves onward through the harsh and unforgiving landscape that is the league fixture list. Coming hard, like a train filled with a cargo made purely of joy and drama. The COVID-19 Corsham School Fantasy Football League is back, and it's stopping at a station near you.
Well, Flano, I usually drive as I can't stand the people you get on trains these days, but I have to say I'm overjoyed to be here today. The cup has all the drama, but we both know that the true test of a team's greatness is the league. Winning week in, week out, over and over again. And that's what defines greatness for me. That perfection that the highest achievers strive for. It's that consistency in performance. Be it over the length of a football season or an entire Saturday morning down the barber shop. You have to perform on every occasion. That's why the fans queue up and the old boys wait for so long for me to work my magic on their barnets.
That man you've all been waiting for, Fred from Bernie's, joins us to give his esteemed thoughts on today's game. A man who strives for perfection on the pitch and keeps those standards high in the salon. Saturday's a big day for barbers and a big day for football, and today's no different.
Yeah, I've had a decent morning to be fair, Flano. Did 15 cuts before 11:30 and I've left Lamb to sweep up the mess. She's a good girl, hell of a ride in her day too, but that feeling of freedom as I toss the last of the cuttings onto the floor and I wave her goodbye to get to the main action of my day. Coming here to get my fill of this great game we all love, football.
That's right, Fred, today's a big day in the league. Box Badgers host Dave Brown's boys for the first time this season at Box Rec. The sky's blue with a few ripples of clouds floating along the valley from Bath. It's a beautiful spring day and a festive atmosphere here at the Rec. The spirits are high to our left in the car park and the Queen's Head's been rammed since its early opening.
Well, there's a real excitement in the air. I did my usual journey to the ground via the Quarryman's. Grabbed myself a ploughman's and I sat in the garden basking in God's glory, pondering life and how we all fit in. Of course I know where I fit in. Used to be in the art of midfield, now it's in the barber shop. Spent all day looking at myself in the mirror, so I know who I am, thank you very much.
Fred from Bernie's, a man who knows himself and football like the back of his own hand. We'll be eager to receive his wisdom on proceedings today in a repeat of the Springfield Cup quarter-final. The team sheets are in and it's looking like both teams are going for broke with full-strength selections today.
That's the stuff, Flano. There's been a lot said in the week about strategic team selections in the Cup, but today it looks like both managers have got their heads screwed on. Well, after losing 4-0 last week, Millward has had to do a hell of a lot of screwing this week, but he won't mind that. I'm looking forward to seeing how both teams line up.
The Badgers put out a strong team. The fatherly frame of Ben Dillaway starts again in goal. He had a difficult time last week, but he's a model professional and he'll be keen to get back on track this week.
Yes, Mark. Dillaway did find it tough last week with Thornhill and Wickham in front of him, but like you say, he's a real pro, this guy. No funny business here. Just short back and sides and a nice bit of gel to keep him together when the going gets tough.
He was conspicuous by his absence last week, but manager, captain, owner Millward is back in the heart of the defence today. In the warm-up, he looked absolutely focused on getting his team to climax at just the right time.
Well, we all know I wasn't happy with the fella last week and I let my emotions get the better of me, but he looks really up for it this week. He's not said much in the press either, which I like, just quietly doing his business on the training ground.
It's a strong lineup in midfield today. Harrison, Mackay and Lai make a formidable trio. Class out on the flanks and Mackay dictating play in the centre. They're all raring to go after being rested last weekend.
No messing about here. Even if they went on a bender with the week off, they're a really strong outfit. This midfield is going to be crucial today and I think Millward knows it. Good set of lads, all on the same wavelength, but some individuality too, and there's plenty of product to keep the hair just the way they all want it.
With Matt Brock suspended, he's in the stands, and it's Dan Hughes who's been asked to play up front. He's out of position, but Millward has opted for strength in midfield to try and get the upper hand there.
Oh yes, old Boozy's got the nod today. I gave him a snip last time I was here, and he's been working very, very hard to get his attacking game sorted. He's bonded well with Millward in the pub last week too, and today's his chance to put in a decent showing. I like the look of the Badgers today. Strong midfield, and it'll be some contest, I tell you.
It certainly will, Fred. Dave Brown's boys are looking to use the momentum from their cup cakewalk last time out. The win eased the pressure on Matt the Cat Sanchez, but with Dave Brown ruling with an iron fist, the Cat will have to be on his toes today.
Yes, there's a lot of heat on the Cat at the moment. He's on a tin roof alright, and it's boiling in the league. He'll land on his feet though if he can get a result today, and if he can't then he'll be back in that brown doghouse, make no mistake.
David Laker starts in goal in a full-strength lineup for the boys today.
Well, he's lost the captaincy, and maybe that was a moment for reflection for Laker. He's a good lad though, and he'll take that in the right way, and I'd back him to come back stronger than ever.
Jordan Edwards returns to the team, and he's back to full fitness and has his kit, which must be a relief to Matt the Cat.
Edwards is there, and well, that's better than nothing, isn't it? He's a curious one, obviously got that hardness, but the curtains seem to suggest a softer side to the man, and he'll have to stay fully hard today and get up close and personal with Boozy. He'll have to be in his pants, nice and tight, but he'll have some unwanted attention from the Badgers' wings too, so he'll need a bit of help from the old midfielders.
And it's a statement midfield from the Browns boys today. Club captain Tutty starts with Pasty and Craig Mace completing what's been described by some as the strongest midfield combination in the league.
Yes, the Cat's put out his strongest midfield. You've got the class of Tutty down the middle, the delicate brilliance of Matt Paish with the ball at his feet, and that no-nonsense powerhouse Mace on the right. All good players in their own styles, and they all talk the same language, the language of football, and of course, English.
It's Tim Jeffries up front, and he'll no doubt be jive talking with Millward throughout, and that could be a hell of a tussle if they both get going.
Well, I reckon this could get a bit tasty if Millward don't get his own way. Jeffries is a class act, bigger boy, fully developed and muscular in all the right places. He's got buckets of pace and strength, and he's quick too. We all know Millward can be volatile, but I reckon that Dillaway will be working hard between the sticks and with his lips today, keeping Millward happy and giving him what he needs at half time.
The teams come out and it's a noisy reception. The ultras are already making a racket near the car park, and I can see a fire has already started in one of the recycling bins.
Well, it's out of the frying pan and into the fire for Millward after that 4-0 last week. He won't want to get his fingers burnt twice in a row, and well, it's obvious from his midfield selection that the Cat's felt some of his own brown heat too, and he's decided to fight fire with fire. The midfielders though, they won't want to dampen any flames, so it could get very hot indeed, especially with the sun out. Hope they bought some sun cream, because this one should bubble away all afternoon and could explode if it's not careful.
Today's official is Howell Evans, a disciplinarian who'll need to be on his game to manage those bubbles and keep things in check this afternoon.
I agree, Mark. From the games I've seen so far this season, refs really needs to get a firm grip on the game early on. Nice and hard. Not too hard though. Evans is a tough customer and he'll need both hands on this one. Set a steady rhythm going, keeping an eye on everybody as he does it. He's no stranger to going at it at this stage and in front of so many people, and I'd expect him to handle himself very well, thank you very much, and he'll get to finish with a smile on his face.
Well, Fred, Evans blows on his whistle and the game's underway as Hughes knocks the ball back, and we're back to the action in the league. And it's Tutty on the ball, looking confidently to his right and lays out to Mace, who's found a bit of room behind Lai, and he continues down the far side the right. He
looks up into the centre field and chips the ball towards Jeffries, but a good header from Millward gets the ball out towards the right hand side for Harrison. Picks up the ball and crosses halfway, and Paice is there and shows Harrison down the line. Harrison says thank you very much to Paice and shows him a clean set of heels. Oh, nicely done there. And Harrison continues deep into the boys' half. Hughes is there and shows for it, but it's still Harrison, and he doesn't look like stopping. Approaches the area now and he sees Lake off his line and shoots, but it's wide. Good start from Harrison. Run of almost 60 yards, and he's unlucky to get the first goal. Just a whisker wide of the right-hand post there. Lovely run there from Harrison. Showed Paice what he's got under the bonnet. Good start from the Badgers, and Millward looking really fired up with that clearance. The Cat's on the touchline with that nervous look on his face, and he's already sweating. There's only a few minutes gone. Laker breathes a sigh of relief, and Edwards looks upfield and gestures to his midfielders to come deeper. He was exposed there. When you're in the arse of the action and there's bodies everywhere, you need to stand up and be counted. Don't stop because you need a breather, so you have to keep on working the whole time. It's busy, it's hectic, and the shearers don't stop till the last job's done. Well, that's Saturday mornings for you, Fred. Tutty has the ball now, and he's looking around, and there's not many options for him. The Badgers are compact, and Tutty tries to lift the ball into Jeffries, but Millward again wins that battle, and the ball just runs through to the big hands of Ben Dillaway. Yes, good fight from the captain, and Dillaway sweeps the ball up as easy as lamb sweeps up air on a Saturday afternoon. Dillaway now launches the ball towards Hughes, who's in a bit of room, but Edwards is nearby, and Hughes now on the ball, and he sees Harrison heading infield. Plays the ball back centre field to Harrison, who's just ahead of Tutty, and Tutty stops that move in its tracks with a cynical foul. It's a way out, but Harrison would have been in on goal, and is Tutty the last man here? Well, it's a tight one, that, and Tutty's made the challenge and he knows what he's doing all right. If Harrison gets away there, then he's one-on-one eventually, and what's Evans going to do about this one? Evans is calling Tutty over, and this could be crucial. Evans is talking to Tutty, and there's a bit of a dialogue, but it's Tutty who's doing most of the listening. Evans is saying his piece, and he's pulled out a yellow card for Captain Tutty there. Well, the only reason I can think of is that it's still some way out, and Edwards might have been able to get back, but that's a very, very marginal one, and Evans is getting a bit of stick here from the home fans, and Harrison looks like he's going to take the free kick though, and it is within range. Yes, Harrison has lined this one up, but lies there too, and Lakers position the wall of Tutty and Jeffries, and well, they're trying to steal a metre or two, but Evans is having none of it. He's got his foam out, and they'll have to get the full distance. Yes, Mark, I like that from Evans. He's not going to be eating any bullshit today. Right, Lai approaches the ball, but he leaves it, and it's Harrison who whips the ball up and over in the wall, and it's into Laker's arms, and he's just happy to be holding the ball close to his chest there. Harrison should have made Laker work a bit harder there. Still, the Badgers are finding some good outlets when they break quickly, and the boys' midfield are getting missed out, and Edwards is struggling a bit. And Millward's got the ball in his box, and he lays the ball to Lai onto Mackay now, now it's back with Millward. Jeffries is closing him down though, and the ball goes near side the right for Harrison, who's looked good so far. He sees Hughes, and Hughes has got the ball now in the inside right position, back to Harrison and then to Mackay. This is nice from the Badgers. Now Lai has it, and he's in centre field, and skips past Mace, and he's in a bit of space, and he pings the ball towards Hughes in the area, and hits the bar, bounces back onto Edwards, and back towards goal, but it's just wide for a corner. Jesus Christ, that was a close one for the boys, and Hughes done really well to get ahead onto that, and Edwards is charmed there. He had no time to react, and great ball from Lai, and the Badgers are really putting the pressure on now. Yes, corner ball now, and Harrison looks to take it. Hughes and Lai are deep in conversation. There's a lot of nodding and hand signals going on, and Harrison runs up to the ball. He plays it to the edge of the area. Millward heads onto it and connects. It's off the bar from the Badgers. Millward struck that sweetly after he stole a march on Jeffries there. Oh, unlucky. That was a training ground move, and Millward deserved better with a lovely volley there. Looks like all that time in a pub last week wasn't completely pissed up the wall. Nice little move, and unlucky not to be a goal to the good there. Yes, Fred, lovely move there. The defence didn't have a clue what was going on, and when you've got the quality of delivery that Harrison can give you, you can really put some decent stuff together. Yeah, it's been a good first half hour. The boys have been trying a few things, but it's been the Badgers winning the battles, making all the chances, and they've been sticking to Millward's plan well.
Yes, Fred, and the Badgers have it now, and Mackay plays the ball up to Hughes, but that's too long, and Laker collects, and he windmills the ball out to Paish on the left-hand side, who's got some space to run now, cushions the ball with his twinkled toe, and he gently caresses it to Tutty, and now that's out to Mace on the right-hand side. That's lovely interplay. Mace past line, lays the ball into the channel, and Jeffries is back to goal, and he lays the ball back to Tutty in centre field. Tutty goes to shoot, but he fakes, and he lays the ball back to Mace. Mace, first time in the box, it's into the net, and Jeffrey, who stole a yard on Millward, one touch, and Jeffries nips the ball past Dillaway. It's 1-0. Brilliant stuff from Dave Brown's boys there.
Well, that was a nice move. Great delivery from Mace there, and Jeffries with a poacher's finish. He's got out of Millward, he's too quick, and that finish was too hard for Dillaway. Good move from the boys, and that's a well-worked goal. It's 1-0, and the Badgers will have to rebuild after what was a strong start to the game for them. Yes, they've been soaking up the pressure well and using the breaks, but that one was just a first-class attack. There's some real class there.
Well, it's 1-0 and the Badgers are looking shocked here. The boys' goal has certainly caused a stir, and it's Tutty now on the ball. He goes past Mackay as if he's not there, and Millward has a decision to make here. Tutty moves on towards the area, and Millward's backpedaling, arms in the air, almost hawk-like, but Tutty ignores that, and he lets fly, and it's really travelling into the arms of Dillaway. Dillaway holds the ball calmly, and Evans looks at his watch, and he blows for half-time.
Not sure I know what Millward's doing there, but he's certainly done enough to put Tutty off. That could have been 2-0, and that would have been our team talk for the man they call Mallard. Still, it's 1-0, and he's got some talking to do whilst the Badgers eat their oranges. Plenty of positives to draw on though for him.
Dillaway jogs towards Millward, and he puts a big arm around the shoulder of his captain and manager, and he offers what are clearly words of encouragement to Millward, who's certainly got some emotion on his face. It's 1-0 at the break, and the Badgers will feel like they've had the better of the game so far. Those Badgers, despite being a goal down, will be optimistic Badgers when they come out for the second half. Well, the Badgers stayed out on the pitch for the team talk at half-time in front of the fans, and Millward's been marching up and down, giving what he obviously thinks is the speech of his life.
Yes, and Brock was in the front row, and he's fully kitted. He's nodding along and clapping, bless him. Looks like Boozy and Lai were paying attention. They're fist bumping in the centre of the field now. They're ready to go again, and so am I. I'm certainly looking forward to the second half.
No doubt Sanchez will have been using all the data he can get his hands on during the break. The boys are back on the field, and Captain Tutty is issuing out some of his own instructions to the team, and they're all giving him the thumbs up.
That's right, Flano. Tutty's got that coolness. He demands respect by how he conducts himself on the pitch, and he's got a few admirers in the league, and rightly so.
Evans holds his whistle in the centre spot. Well, he's had a good first half.
Yes, Evans grabbed the ball by both hands there, and the game's pulsed nicely. Let's see if he can keep it up in the second half.
His whistle goes, and Jeffries gets the game back underway. Lai floats the ball over to Mackay now, who lays the ball to Harrison, but it's cut out by Paish. Paish out there, far side to left. He looks up, lays the ball inside to Tutty, who's guarded by Mackay. Tutty lays the ball to Jeffries now, and Millward's breathing down his neck. Jeffries holds him off, and there's Paish. Oh, Jeffries to Paish. Paish is in behind here, and he approaches the area, and Paish from a wide angle shoots near post, and it's into the side netting. Some of the fans thought that had gone in. No, it's a goal! It's a goal! No goal, repeat, no goal. It's into the side netting, Fred. The ball has knocked over Dillaway's drinks bottle too, and he's a bit miffed, but it's his own fault really. A bit of a let-off there from the Badgers, and they'll need to wake up a bit.
Well, Dillaway's annoyed about that one. He'll get thirsty, but there's a bit more hunger needed from the Badgers. Could have been 2-0, and it'll be a long way back from there, I tell you that.
And Millward is literally barking at Harrison, who's acknowledging his error, and Dillaway places the ball down for a goal kick.
Well, game's a little flat. There's not much going on at present. It's even Steven in the midfield, with both teams cancelling each other out. In other words, I'd say there's very little between the two outfits, and really it's been difficult to see who's got the upper hand. I suppose really what I'm trying to say is the contest in the past 15 minutes has been too close to call, Flano.
Exactly, Fred. You could say that both teams are equally matched. Still, the game goes on and the next goal will be crucial, and Mace stands on the touchline looking for options for the throw-in and loops the ball back to Edwards now, but Hughes is approaching and Edwards nervously, he leathers the ball into the air high and mighty, and the ball falls now to Lai. And he sniffs something upfield and he drives a long, arrow-like pass out to the right-hand side.
Oh, lovely stuff, Lizer.
And it bounces midway inside the boys' half, and Harrison is herring after that, as is Paish. But Harrison wins that race. He's looking up, but Hughes is tussling with Edwards, and there's a bit of room here. Harrison takes the ball on, and Paish can't stick with him. Harrison into the area. Good chance for Harrison, and he's finished that pass, Laker, and it's 1-1 here. Cool finish into the bottom left corner from Harrison. He made that look easy, and he wheels away, heads towards Lai, and the Badgers are herding together. And Brock sprinted from the stands. He's launched himself on top of that scrum. Fist in the air, mouth wide.
Wow, look at that passion from the Badgers. Millward is cock-a-hoop and the fans are giving it socks in the car park. I like seeing that passion from Brock, who's kissing the badge and he's kissing some Badgers too. Good lad.
Fabulous vision from Lai there. A long diagonal ball after Edwards' panicked clearance. Couldn't find a teammate. It was all Harrison from there on in, and he's finished calmly past Laker.
Important goal, that one. The Badgers are right back in this and the game's woken up. Millward smiling like a pig in shit.
Well, the Badgers are turning the screw here. The crowd's cooking and the car park's full of beans. If they can get a result, Millwall will be the toast of the town tonight.
Yeah, that's right, Flano. They'll certainly be having some beans on toast tonight if they can get victory here.
And Millward has the ball now, and he lays the ball to Dillaway. Out to Lai, who's sitting deep again. Now it's back to Millward in the centre of the field. Rolls the ball out from under his feet, and then he plays the ball back to Dillaway. He punts the ball out to Harrison on the touchline, and now it's with Mackay, and lays the ball cleverly to Hughes now. Tutty snaps at Hughes' heel, but the ball finds his way out to Harrison again, and he's past Paish, wide on the right-hand side, carries the ball on, but Tutty's fast approaching, and Harrison reaches the area and looks up, but there's nothing on. He stands up Tutty, and he nicks the ball past him, and Harrison's down in the area, and was there contact there? He looks to Evans, and the whistle's gone, but Evans gives a free kick against Harrison for a dive, and Tutty standing over Harrison, telling him to get up.
Well, I'd like to see that again, really. It's difficult to tell how much contact there was there. Tutty certainly thinks there wasn't much, and he's been pulled away from the scene by Matt Paish. Mace, though, he's squaring up to Hughes, but Evans, look at him, he's right in between the pair of them. Edwards sprints over, and he gets between Harrison and Lake, who's rather mimicking a dive-in motion. He's clucking like a chicken for some unknown reason.
Good from Evans there. He's on the scene in a flash. He's not taking any baloney from either team. He's told Evans and Laker to do one in no uncertain terms, and he's got Harrison by the collar, and he's leading him away from the area. A few words passing between the ref and Harrison, and Millward is tentatively approaching, but he's waiting to see how things unfold here, and yes, it's a yellow card for simulation for Harrison, and Evans is waving the Badgers away aggressively.
Well, Evans has made a strong call there. A weaker ref might have pointed to the spot, but he's shown courage, especially in front of the ultras down there at the car park. And Millward's is grumbling, but there's not much he can do. Well, Brock is shrieking on the touchline. He's in the technical area. He's walking around like he's the manager.
Oh yes, and Sanchez is giving a few words back to Brock, and Brock squirts some water in the cat's direction, and that's put his back up. He doesn't like that one, but he's hissing and he's showing his teeth, and Brock's being told to sit in the stands by Millward here, and off Brock goes back to the stands to calm down.
Good call from Millward there. Last thing he wants is for Brock to get an extension to his ban. Boozy's done okay today, but Brock's the more natural choice up top.
Well, that penalty shout was a very close call for the Badgers, but the scoreline is still tied at 1-1.
Scoreline's tight, but the game's wide open. It's gaping and begging for some penetration. The Badgers have had a very heavy period of possession, but the boys are starting to get a foothold again, and you can tell the crowd's getting a bit nervous here.
Millward now willing his team on, and
Dillaway knocks it upfield towards Hughes, and Hughes gets that. He flicks the ball onto the left-hand side down here, and it's all Lai keeps that in. He's knocked that down the line. He's galloping onwards. Mace is closing down his space though, but Lai puts the ball in. It's into Hughes. He manages to get ahead on it, but Laker pushes the ball into the area. And there's Mackay, but it's Tutty who clears the ball away and out and over the halfway line. Oh, lovely bit of gas down the left from Liza there. He did so well to get some whip on the ball, and Hughes was desperate and lucky not to find the net. Tutty read the game well there to clear the ball out. A slow reaction and Mackay would have had a great chance to take the lead for the Badgers there. Yes, well done Tutty, he's read that well. And Millward's taken the throw in quickly, but it's back to Dillaway and he wants to get the game going again. And Dillaway takes a touch and then pings the ball out towards Harrison. But Paish, he gets that one. Paish measures the ball upfield to Jeffries, and Millward's doing his best to make up the ground. But Jeffries has the ball now and he's inside the Badgers' half. And there's some distance between him and Millward. And Jeffries hones in on the area, and Dillaway storming off his line to close the ball down. But Jeffries shapes a shoot and he skips the ball past Dillaway, and he's only got to roll the ball into an empty net. Wonderful composure from Jeffries, and it's 2-1 to the Browns boys. Very calm from Jeffries, it really shows his class there. He knows Dillaway's going to come off his line. He shapes his body nicely before just taking it round the keeper there. It's 2-1 here at the Rec, and the crowd are gobsmacked. Millward's looking frustrated in his efforts to get the game going meant he wasn't able to catch up with Jeffries after Dillaway's clearance was intercepted by Paish. Quick thinking from him to release Jeffries, and just a cool striker's finish from Jeffries, who's taking some praise from his manager and his teammates there. It's all Badgers now as they search for an equaliser, and the Browns boys are hanging on a bit here. Dillaway is willing on Millward, and the game's being played in the Browns boys' half. Yes, Flano, but Dave Brown's boys are doing their best to stay organised, and Tutty's marshalling his troops, but the team are getting deeper and deeper. Millward has the ball now in the centre circle. He's laid it into Mackay, who's much further up the pitch now. Out to Lai, but Mace is with him, and there's no room at the inn. Lai to Millward, and he's looking for options, but there's nothing on. The crowd are willing the Badgers on now. Yes, but they need a spark now, don't they? Millward to Harrison now. Harrison infield to Mackay, but Tutty's there, but the ball's out to Lai, and he knocks the ball past Mace, and they're both after it. Mace on the right-hand side of Lai, but he's getting hassled, and he clears the ball into touch. Lai now holds the ball above his head on the touchline. And he drops it and he leaves it for Millward, and Millward's going to launch one into the area. It's getting to that point now. Throws it in the mixer, I say. Millward there rubbing the ball on his jersey, and he takes a run up and the ball loops in the air where it's flicked on by Hughes, and Harrison at the back post heads against the angle of bar and post, but the ball's out and Mackay stabs a boot at it and it's just over the bar. With Laker still rooted to the spot, and Mackay has his head in his hands, and he knows that was a big chance. Oh, so close from Harrison there. Decent effort after a Hail Mary of a throw-in from Millward. Eleva header. I can still hear the bar shuddering now. Well, Laker is taking his time over the goal kick here. In fact, he's asking Edwards to take this one. He's holding his knee, but he's gesturing to the ref that he's fine to go on. Oh, yes. Very clever, David. Take a bit of the old sting out of the game there, son. Dillaway has the ball and he's looking up for one last throw of the dice. He launches the ball into the air towards Lai, but Evans peeps on his whistle, and that's the end of the game there. It's 2-1 to Dave Brown's boys at the Rec. Matt the Cat Sanchez has run onto the pitch to congratulate his players. And so he should, Flano. Disciplined performance from Dave Brown's boys. It was a good showing from both teams, and the Badgers had good spells, but the boys caused a few problems too. Close game, but that class up top from Brown's boys has gotten them the points today. Jeffries, 2 goals. He was my man of the match, and I think he made all the difference today. Well, the Cat has got his cream today. 2 victories in 2 games against the Badgers has given him plenty to smile about, and Millward is looking somewhat downcast. But Dillaway is geeing the guys up, and he's telling them all to breathe and to get them to clap the fans who will have been encouraged by the performance, if not the result today. Yes, a good performance from both teams here. I said my piece last week about the Cup, and the Cup is the Cup in my eyes. Millward's decided to focus on the league, and that's okay, but they've lost some ground today. Dave Brown's boys have stolen a march on Millward's men here, and will get back on the X32 to Corsham in high spirits. A bad day for the Badgers, but they shouldn't be too downhearted. Yes, the Badgers shouldn't be too down today, but I do have to say that Millwards took a gamble with the big man upstairs with that selection last week, and God will make you look like a right turkey if you don't take him seriously in all walks of life. And Millward's been dealt some tough justice today. Yes, Fred. Well, Millward's Badgers lose out to Cats Boys in a high-quality contest here at the Rec. 2-1 the final score, and we hope to see you again soon down the track. OK, Flano, ta-da! I've been Mark Flannel, and it's back to the studio, Gabby.